What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. We're once again back with another off-season rebuild as we had two teams eliminated yesterday from the playoffs, that being the 76ers and the Milwaukee Bucks. I asked you guys in the community tab which team you want to see first, and I was kind of surprised, but you guys chose the Milwaukee Bucks, so here we are. Obviously, the Milwaukee Bucks season comes to a very disappointing ending. They lose in the first round to a 6 seed as they were the 3rd seed. Obviously, that doesn't tell the whole story. Giannis Antetokounmpo missed the entire series. Damian Lillard missed some time in the series as well. So health really affected them down the stretch. But regardless, the Milwaukee Bucks go in this offseason with little to no assets or wiggle room. So this is going to be a very challenging video, but we're going to do our very best. Let's go ahead, jump in, and do this Milwaukee Bucks offseason rebuild. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you are new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. So when it comes to Milwaukee Bucks, honestly, they were kind of disappointing in the regular season anyway. They fired Adrian Griffin like halfway through the season, or a little less than halfway through the season. They replaced him with Doc Rivers. They signed Doc Rivers to a multi-year extension, so he'll probably be here for a while, I assume. But yeah, it definitely didn't help that he did not have Giannis for the series at all. He hurts the calf in one of the final games of the regular season, which was just super unfortunate. But you go into this offseason with Giannis, Dame, Middleton, Bobby Portis, Brook Lopez, all locked up. Those are your core players, obviously. But I don't know if you could just run it back with this team. I'm not sure you can. Maybe you do, and maybe it works out. But I know in 2K, I will tell you right now, we all know 2K hates older rosters. So I don't think I could just sit here and be like, okay, we can just run it back. We're making the playoffs next year. I don't think that's going to happen. We're going to have a tough task on our hand today, because not only did this team disappoint last year, 2K is going to hate this roster as well. So we definitely have our work cut out for us today. So let's go ahead, get into these playoffs, and let's see who wins the championship really quickly. As you have the Knicks made it all the way to the finals as they beat the Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals, which would be crazy. But the Nuggets beat them in 7 games. So LeBron James is trying to retire, of course, like he always does. But lottery, of course, isn't going to matter for us. We do not have a pick for quite some time. I believe the Bucks don't have control of their picks until like 2031 or something like that. So definitely or maybe even later than that. But looks like we're the 21st pick in this draft. Or sorry, the Pelicans have a pick at 21. Mavericks via Houston, which obviously is not supposed to be what it is. Actually, technically, the Rockets are going to have 2 and 3 because the Rockets pick is top 4 protected. So I get to send that pick to the Rockets. It says 76ers have Toronto's pick. Again, that goes to the Spurs. I just don't understand why 2K has not fixed that, but whatever. Yeah, so let's go ahead, get into staff signing. So Doc Rivers, as I said, not going to be fired. He just signed an extension. I imagine he stays for at least another season. So I'm just going to hire the best staff I could possibly find, and we got to figure out, how are we going to improve this roster? Do we trade Brook? Do we trade Middleton? We trading Dame or Giannis? Probably not doing that, obviously. But yeah, it's going to be tough. And I know some people are going to be like, is Giannis going to ask out this season or whatever? Like, is he done being in Milwaukee? I can't see that happening personally. Like, how can you blame the Milwaukee organization for the disappointing failure when he didn't even play? So, like, I don't think that's going to happen. I think it would be kind of dirty if he did. But, you know, I guess you could say, oh, well, we were dysfunctional in the regular season anyway, so it's not like we would have done anything in the playoffs. So maybe that's how Giannis feels. I don't know, but I highly doubt it. So I'm going to keep him today. But I'm going to go ahead and fix those draft picks. And then we're going to figure out, how are we going to improve this team? Because we have some contracts to trade, but as far as like draft picks are concerned, as you can see, very limited. We have some pick swaps that obviously we're on the worst side of in the future. Outside of that, I guess we have a 2nd round pick as well. Not there, man. We do not have assets, but we got to nail that 2nd round pick, by the way. We have to nail it. But without further ado, let's go fix those problems, and then we'll figure out what we're doing next. Today's video is brought to you by DGF's Optimizer. If you're playing on apps such as PrizePicks, Underdog, or any other DFS app, having a cool tool like this is so clutch to finding good plays right in front of you without having to do any research whatsoever. So I load up the Optimizer, and I'm looking for some plays, and I see a few. So I see Jamal Murray over 6.5 assists. Every single book is favored the over on Jamal Murray. PJ Washington over 10.5 points. You have 4 data points telling you that books are favoring the over there. And then James Harden under 13.5 rebounds and assists. I found those plays within 2 seconds. It took me no time at all to find good plays that I can plug and play and find profitable sports bets long term. If you want to check out how it's worked for me, look at the screenshot on the screen right now. Ever since I started using this tool, I've been a much profitable sports bettor, up $1,500 in profit. I absolutely love this tool. I absolutely swear by it. If you want to check this out, use code Crushables. Link is down in the description below. 25% off your first month. And of course, I'm using it on apps such as PrizePicks, which I'm also partnered with. PrizePicks is a DFS app that allows you to choose between 2 to 6 players, 2 players being 3 times your entry, all the way up to 6 players being 25 times your entry. So like I said, how it works is if you want to go ahead and click Jokic over 12.5 rebounds, not only do they have basketball, by the way, they have a lot of other options as well. There's like, you got NFL season props up right now. You have esports, you have Call of Duty, you have soccer, you have NHL, MLB. There's so many options to choose from. The possibilities are literally endless. So let's say we got a Jokic over rebounds and we want to go over Kyrie 5 assists. If you want to plug and play that, you could do that. Like I said, possibilities are endless. If you want to check out Prize Picks, use code Crushables. They match first deposit dollar for dollar up to $100. So make sure to check out both links down in the description below. Other than that, let's get back to the rebuild. I actually found something very interesting. I believe someone told me this in the Pelicans video. It actually is a pick swap this offseason. So the Bucks do in fact have a first round pick in this draft. And I looked at a mock draft to make sure, and sure enough, Bucks have the 23rd overall pick. So thankfully, we actually gained an extra asset here, and 2K just doesn't have it correctly. So we have the 23rd overall pick. That helps out a ton. So I honestly, as much as like, okay, we should probably like try to trade this pick. No, I think we got to try to nail these 2 draft picks and get 2 guys that can maybe contribute right away. So let's see if we can succeed with that. I don't know if we'll be able to, but you never know. So let's go straight to 23rd overall, and let's see who's going to be on the board. So we have Dalton Connect. Actually, might be a perfect fit for what this team needs. A good shooter. I think we got to go with that. Dalton Connect, welcome to Milwaukee. I'm absolutely going to take him here. So 6X out of Tennessee. Love that pick for us. I don't know how good he's going to be right away. We can get DJ Wagner here in the second round. I think that's the next pick. So just like that, I feel pretty good about how we were able to, what we got in the draft. Not too shabby. I don't know if these 2 guys will be able to play right away, but if we put them in the G League, they'll be rotational pieces next year, which is awesome. Beauchamp, we're going to accept, of course, as well. Qualifying offers, Ty Washington. I'll extend the offer on, why not? And then free agency. So let's see. We do not have any important free agents. Okay, so we do have the ability to sound like a Josh Richardson, a Drew Eubanks, a Covington, or something along the lines of that. But it's time to figure out how are we going to improve this team through the trade market. So Dame and Giannis are absolutely safe. These 3 guys, on the other hand, are expendable. And here's my idea. And I don't know if it's a good idea, so feel free to cook me if you think this is a terrible idea. But sounds like the Bucks. I was trying to combine Brook and Bucks. I feel like they should probably try to move on from Brook Lopez. He'll be easy to move to because of an expiring contract, but he definitely fell off a little bit this year. And my idea is for Giannis to do something kind of like Anthony Davis does. Is it crazy to play Giannis at center? I don't know, man, because I just don't know if we're going to find another center that spaces the floor like Brook Lopez is able to. It's going to be really hard to find that. So instead of that, you play Giannis at the 5. You find 4 guys on the floor that can space, I guess, because I think it'd be a lot easier to find wings that can shoot rather than a center that can shoot. I don't know. That's just kind of my idea at the moment. That's kind of what I'm leaning towards. I just feel like that'd probably be easier to do. But I guess we'll figure out what we're going to trade Brook Lopez for first. Figure out which team wants him. Figure out what we can get in return. It's going to be tough. It's going to be, like I said, it's going to be an uphill battle. It's going to be tough to make trades happen today. We're going to do our very best. And let's go ahead and get started with trying to move Brook Lopez here. So here's my first idea in a Brook Lopez trade. It has not been easy at all to find a idea of a trade just because obviously Brook Lopez very much older. He's got to fit on a certain team. I think the Warriors are one of those teams that could make sense, and the Warriors also get off Wiggins' contract. They save a little bit of money. They're obviously deep in the luxury tax as well with how much, they're spending on their roster. So yeah, I also think Wiggins can make a ton of sense for the Bucks because of his perimeter defense, which the Bucks definitely need to improve. So I'm going to see if they want to do a Brook Lopez for Wiggins swap. I don't know if they're going to say yes. They say no. Kind of figured that'd be a possibility. I don't know if I could throw anything in here to change their mind. Can I throw AJ Green in here? No. They say no to that as well. And I will also throw Livingston. I don't know if that makes any sense for them. They still don't agree. I kind of want to see these pick swaps for another trade. So Wiggins is not going to happen. So I tried to get Andrew Wiggins from the Golden State Warriors. Now I'm going to try Jeremy Grant on the Portland Trail Blazers. So the only way I can see this happening is if the Blazers just wanted to get off Jeremy Grant's contract, which doesn't sound like that's something they really want to do. But I am going to offer a first-round pick with, Jeremy Grant being involved. I think that could actually be a really good addition to this team. And I will also throw you AJ Green if I have to, but I'm going to try and get Jeremy Grant here. He would be a really good addition to this team, putting him next to, he played with Damian Lillard in Portland for a year anyway. The Brook Lopez, who would be an expiring contract for Portland, they probably wouldn't keep him very much longer. They could probably flip him immediately or whatever for, whatever they want to do with him. But I'm going to try to get Jeremy Grant here. Let's say we just keep it at this. They don't agree to that. So I do have to throw a player in here. Obviously, throwing them their pick swap wouldn't really make any sense because they have the best of the pick swap. So AJ Green doesn't make it any better. I will throw Livingston in here as well. Does that make any difference? It does not. So far, we are not able to get anybody, which, you know, is to be expected. We don't have very many assets at all to use, but, you know, we're trying here. So on to the next idea. So moving on from trying to trade Brook Lopez for a second, I'm going to try to trade Chris Middleton here. He's got a 1 year +1. So we're going to try to send him to a team that I actually think he can make sense on. I think I can see the Kings maybe being interested in Chris Middleton. So I'm trying to get Herter, Davion Mitchell, Barnes, and a first-round pick from them. I understand this isn't like a trade that's going to resolve our problems overnight, but I think Herter would be a really good shooter, you know, to put next to Giannis and Dame. You know, Harrison Barnes is a good piece for now, but his $80 million expiring might be handy later on. And Mitchell is someone who can develop pretty nicely as well, that he might be our backup point guard, and we get a first-round pick out of it. I don't know if they're going to even say yes to this. They want Pat Connaughton. They'll give me Colby Jones. That is totally... I would love nothing more than to keep Pat Connaughton out of this trade, though, to be honest with you. If I can, that'd be great, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to. So let's say we throw Livingston in here instead. That might need Connaughton's salary, so let's see what they say to that. They want Connaughton still. I do not want to throw Connaughton, or I do not want to throw... I might have to throw Connaughton in this trade, which sucks because I want to use his salary for another trade. But if that's what it takes, I think we're going to do this. So we're going to go ahead and send Middleton, Adrian Green, and Connaughton over to the Kings for Herter, Mitchell, Barnes, a 2026 first. And we get Colby Jones out of it as well, who could be an asset later on. So yeah, I'm going to do that trade. So Sacramento Kings get Chris Middleton. So I think we got some depth out of that, which is what we needed desperately. Barnes, like I said, is not someone that I'm like set in stone on for the foreseeable future. But we got a draft pick and a young player out of it. Actually, 2 young players in Mitchell and Colby Jones. So I feel pretty good about that trade with Middleton. I'm still having a really hard time. I'm trading Brook Lopez, as I mentioned already, but I'm still going to give it a shot. But Kevin Herter would immediately be our starting shooting guard at the moment. Barnes right now would be our starting 3. Not someone I really want to be the starting 3, but he might have to be. I'll probably keep Bobby Portis as well. Probably not going to move him. Brook Lopez is going to be the one I'm going to try to move. I still want to try to move him. It's really hard to find a trade for him, though. So let's go ahead and slide things the way I think I'm going to do it. So yeah, as much as I think Giannis at center couldn't work, I'm going to do it today. I actually think it could work. I think there's a chance it could work if you do something like Anthony Davis does. So we're going to move Bobby Portis to the 4. So he'll play back a 4, and then he'll be a secondary, you know, center. So we'll have Damian Lillard, Kevin Herter, Barnes right now, Bobby Portis, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Brook Lopez. But again, we're going to move Brook Lopez as, you know, quick as we can. So Davion Mitchell going to be starting our backup point guard. I think he'll actually go up in overall, hopefully this offseason. Wagner, really can't rely on him just yet. So Beauchamp, I'm probably going to have to rely on this year to be our, I don't know if I want him to be my starter, but we're going to rely on him a little bit. So yeah, the only other thing I think I could do is trade Brook Lopez, which I'm still going to try to do. It's been really hard to do, but we're going to do our best. I've been sitting here for quite some time trying to make a Brook Lopez trade, and this is probably what I'm going to settle on. We get a backup center in Day'Ron Sharpe and Dorian Finney-Smith, who could be a starting forward somewhere. I think this is the best trade we could possibly do. So I'm going to go ahead, do this trade, get some more depth here, and that is going to be our retooled Milwaukee Bucks roster. So the goal basically is, you know, this is going to be Dame and Giannis centric. You know, how the NBA has evolved is to basically, you have 2 star players, you have a bunch of good role players around them. Do we have a bunch of good role players? I can't necessarily sit there and say that right now, but what we've given ourselves the opportunity to do is maybe make trades in the future. So I did have to give up 1 draft pick there in order to get Dorian Finney-Smith, which kind of sucked, but I still feel okay about what we've accomplished so far. And now your rotation is going to look something like this. So it's Damian Lillard, Davion Mitchell, Kevin Herter, DJ Wagner, which he won't play this year. It'll be Finney-Smith, Harrison Barnes, probably Beauchamp as well. So Barnes might play some power forward, and then Day'Ron Sharpe and Giannis Antetokounmpo. Is it perfect? Absolutely not. But this is kind of the, you know, this is kind of where the Bucks are at. Maybe I should have just kept Middleton and, you know, Brook Lopez and ran it back. But I promise you, I don't think that would have worked. I think 2K would have made us a terrible team. So we haven't really explored the idea of signing a free agent either. But I don't think I'm going to do that. Unless there's like a good power forward I could sign, which there really isn't. Maybe I can get like Metu a contract. I guess we might as well get like an extra salary potentially to trade in the future. But I'm going to go ahead and sign Metu to a deal, and that will be our offseason. Is it good? Not really. This was kind of one of those offseasons where I was back against the wall. Not a ton of assets. I love the Middleton trade. I think gives us some flexibility in the future. Dame is regressing. Giannis is regressing. Kind of expected that. Beauchamp is up, which is great. Barnes is down. Andre Jackson is also someone who could be a huge part of this team as long as he keeps progressing. So yeah, definitely going to be, like I said, a tough pill. But I think what we did is we gave ourselves an opportunity, like I said, to maybe make a good trade later on. We have some expiring contracts we're going to have eventually. So yeah, I feel okay. I think Dorian Finney-Smith is an underrated trade as well. Not as good in 2K, but in real life, he'd be a perfect fit in Milwaukee, of course. But let's go ahead And let's see what 2K is going to think of this roster. I'm a little nervous that, you know, we haven't done anything to make 2K think like, okay, this team is about to be a playoff team. Like, that's how kind of 2K is. I do have to cut one of the player. It's probably going to have to be Ty Washington, unfortunately. So I'm going to cut Ty. And that will be... so Power Rankings going to us third overall. So they're still pretty high on us, which is good. Love to see that at the very least. But we are not a 4-star anywhere. So that kind of sucks, especially with, obviously, Dame and Giannis. But we're going to run this at a balanced system. And, of course, this is not a finished product by any means. Like, we've just done what we can or what we were able to. And this is what we're at. So... it's Damian Lillard, Kevin Huerter, Harrison Barnes, Bobby Portis, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Dorian Finney-Smith, Daron Sharp, Davion Mitchell, and Marshawn Beauchamp. So that is our rotation. Is it great? Like I said, not really. It's not the best, but it will work, I guess. It will work, I guess. So if we weren't starting Giannis as center, we'd be starting Daron Sharp, which I just don't think isn't a good idea. So yeah, I'm going to roll with this. Of course, we're going to use this at G League to our advantage. We got to send Wagner to the G League and Dalton Connect, I think. So we're going to send both these guys to the G because they're going to both be really good for us next year, hopefully. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. As long as Damon Giannis' shot tendencies are through the roof, we should have them carry us. And then, is there anybody I want to be like the third option here? Not really. I think I'd rather just, I guess Huerter could, you know, shoot the ball a little bit. Portis could do the same thing. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. A little nervous. Hopefully this team is at least a playoff team. We're a 4-star balance with Barnes starting. So we'll see how it goes. I'm not sure what to expect. Now, I've did my best with what we had. We'll see how it goes. So we are starting the trade deadline as we are 29-21 at the season at the moment. Pretty good, but this team is not a championship team right now. It's just not. 29 from Giannis, 28 from Dame. That's awesome. But we need a third guy here. We really do. And it's just not here at the moment. So I'm going to try my best to resolve that problem. So I had a few options I was looking at as far as team intel is concerned on guys who are selling. So like the Clippers are selling like Paul George and Kawhi, but we're probably not going to be able to do that. We got to be realistic here. Our assets are not great, so we're not going to be able to get anybody like too terrific, but I think we could try. So like Mikal Bridges, of course, popped up in my head. I think he'd actually be a really good fit, and he might be the guy we go for because his contract's great, and he would fit exactly what we need right now. So yeah, Mikal would probably be the guy because we need some type of help. Mikal would definitely help with that. Another option I kind of had was RJ Barrett, 24 years old, but you know, RJ Barrett's not usually a guy I would go for. But he is pretty damn good in 2K. He's averaging, I guess, only 17 this season. He's not having a great year. Maybe I don't want him this time. All right, so maybe we don't go RJ Barrett. Another option I kind of had was Jabari Smith Jr. Now, this one would be a little bit tougher to pull off, obviously, just because, like, you know, Jabari Smith Jr. is on a... did he get paid already? He did not. So he has one more year on his rookie contract. So guys, you know, they're usually not moved, you know, when they have one more year on the rookie contract. Doesn't make a ton of sense. So... probably not going to go that route. We could go try to get Devin Booker, I guess, but that's probably not going to be easy to do either. Imagine we could get Devin Booker, though. That'd be wild. I doubt it, but, you know, a man could try. Do we even, like, what draft picks do we have access to? So we have 3 tradable first-round picks, I guess, so maybe we have something. I don't know. Let's go ahead and see if we can get D-Book. I highly doubt it, but, hey, a man could try. So do I even have the money to match this? I highly, you know, we could offer... Barnes yeah, this is not happening. I might as well not even try. Okay, so as much as I don't really want to go get him, just because I get him quite, Kuzma could be interesting as well. If we move him to small forward, he might even go up in overall. So let's see. He's averaging 19 points per game on the season. Kuzma wouldn't be a bad option. What's Mikal doing this year? Because I think that's the most obvious guy to go for right now. He'd be, you know, obviously we need perimeter defense, average 21. I think he's got to be the guy, man. He really does. So we're going to try to get Mikal Bridges from the Nets. I'm going to offer Mr. Harrison Barnes to match his contract. You know, we're going to offer that Kings pick. We'll offer a 2029 Bucks pick. And then we'll also offer like Chris Jones or Kobe Jones, sorry. And then you can give me, do you have anybody you can give me? Keon Johnson has a no trade clause for some reason. Can you go, I don't know if Keon Johnson would like decline the no trade clause, which he might. But let's see if they would do this. They don't agree to that. So they don't agree to that. I'll throw a second in here as well. They don't agree. Okay. Keon Johnson not waiving his no trade clause necessarily, but I do want Mikal Bridges pretty badly here. I mean, if we need a third guy, it would definitely be Mikal Bridges right now. Can I give you Metu instead of Kobe Jones maybe? No, they still don't agree. Do I have to trade that third? I think I got to trade that third first. So this would be mortgaging everything. But hey, man, we got to do it. Got to do it. And they still say no. I'm like the Phoenix Suns here in a second. And they still say no. So, damn, that's not even going to get us. Okay. But if I threw Kobe Jones back in and then throw that second. Does that make a difference? It does not. So Keon Johnson might be the problem here. If I just remove Keon Johnson and go these picks, they agree. So we throw 3 first, which is what Mikal Bridges' value has been to Brooklyn. But we get Mikal Bridges. Obviously, kind of the perfect guy, I think, to put next to Damon Giannis as a third option here. So I'm very happy with that. So now Dorian Finney-Smith comes off the bench. Daron Sharp, Davion Mitchell, and Marjon Beauchamp. So not bad. Not bad at all. Actually, you know what we could do is we could move Mikal shooting guard. He goes down, but Finney-Smith, Mikal, like that's a perfect. That's like perfect. Like that's perfect in my opinion. Dame, Mikal, Finney-Smith, Bobby Portis, Giannis, Daron Sharp, Davion Mitchell, Kevin Huerter, and Marjon Beauchamp. That is perfect as far as perimeter defense is concerned. Those 2 guys starting would be perfect. So Mikal's 80 shot tendency, that's perfect as well. I've been throwing that word out too much here. Let's just keep going. Hopefully with Mikal Bridges coming over, that makes our team better. And hopefully it'll be perfect at the end of the season. So at the end of year 1, Jokic wins MVP, Alex Sarge Rookie of the Year, Amen Thompson 6-man Wemby Defensive Player, and Daron Sharp wins Most Improved. That's actually huge. 9 points and 9 rebounds off the bench from him. Love to see that. Edwards Clutch Player, and Mark is your Coach of the Year. So Giannis as a center makes All-NBA first team, 28 points, 12 rebounds. Love to see that. All-NBA second team, All-NBA third team, All-Defensive first team, and All-Defensive second team. So we are the third seed in the Eastern Conference. We get Miami in round 1. Obviously, Milwaukee and Miami have had some, past issues in the past. But here was your player stats. 20 from Mikal, 27.5 from Dame, 28 from Giannis, 13 from Huerter, 9 from Sharp. Honestly, excuse me, I had to cough there for a second. But honestly, with what we had before, I don't think we did too bad of a job. This definitely at least gives us a chance. I don't know if we're going to go out here and win anything, but we have a chance, and that's all you can really ask for. So get Miami in round 1, as I mentioned already. Now, last video in the Miami Heat, using the Miami Heat, I could not get out of round 1 for the life of me until the very last season. So I better be able to eliminate the Heat here and, do what... Okay, we're up 3-2. Can we beat them in 6? No, go to game 7. All right. Game 7 with the Miami Heat. Do I go 8-man rotation? I think I do. We're going to go 8-man rotation. Let's make sure we go as best rotation as possible and play our players many minutes as possible. Game 7, Milwaukee. Please win. I do not want to go home in round 1. Please. Oh, gosh. They take the lead. Can we take it back? And we are going home in round 1, aren't we? That's great. Okay. All right. That's not great. 116 to 112. Damian Lillard with 50. Giannis, where were you, man? We need you. 10 points in a game 7? Are you serious right now? Wow, that sucks. Game, going home in round 1 never feels good. Miami went all the way to the conference finals. They beat Boston. Damn, bro. Thunder go on to win the championship. Sucks so badly to go home in round 1 like that. Yeah, obviously, I think if the Bucks go home in round 1, then you really start having conversations like, oh, is Giannis going to want to leave? Is Giannis and Dame just not going to work? And I definitely think those, conversations are possible. But for this video, they're not possible. We're keeping them again. So we're going to have Wagner and Connect back in the rotation. That's going to be huge. That's underrated. Like, that's an underrated fact right now. Do I fire Doc Rivers? I think I got to fire Doc Rivers. Someone's got to be held accountable. Doc Rivers, you're gone. All right, so let's go get a new head coach. So Doc Rivers is gone. We could get Missoula. We can get Vogel, Donovan. There's a lot of good options. I'll go Missoula here because his ratings are fantastic. He declines it, though, so that's not great. Okay. Donovan, Jenkins, Will Hardy. I'll go Will Hardy. I always have success with Will Hardy, apparently. He is going to decline it as well. We didn't give him enough money. Damn, did I just strike out on everybody? Bro, am I about to get Billy Donovan to be my head coach? Are you serious? Wow. Okay, Billy Donovan, welcome to Milwaukee, my friend. Will Hardy rejects. Damn, I really messed up there. I guess I didn't give Will Hardy enough money. I thought I did, but whatever. All right, Billy Donovan's our new head coach. Do I love it? Absolutely not, but it is what it is. So let's go straight to player options because we know our draft picks are non-existent. At least I don't think we had a pick. Yeah, no. Player options, Beauchamp, Wagner, of course, we're accepting both of those. Qualifying offers, Daron Sharp, Mitchell. Going to re-sign both of them as well. So yeah, basically the rotation is probably about to be the same. We actually have young players who are going to develop, which is going to be a huge fact here. Because that's probably going to be the thing that prolongs us the most is the young guys developing that we actually do have. So let's see. So we got Davion Mitchell is going to develop. We got Huerter, Wagner. We got Finney-Smith. So we're going to figure out as far as regression is concerned on how we're going to play the rotation. But I don't think we're doing anything. So we're just going to run it the way it is right now. So let's go straight to progression and let's see what happens here. So player progression. All right. So Giannis is up. Dame is down, which is to be expected. Mikal is down. Sharp's up to a 79. Davion Mitchell's up to a 78. Andre Jackson up to a 77. Wagner's up to a 77. Connect is up to a 77. All of that is perfect. All of that looks really good. So right now we have a backup point guard, Davion Mitchell. Great. Wagner is our backup too. Might even be, well, let's see. Finney Smith still 78, so I'm cool with starting him still. Connect. We low-key could make another trade here. Maybe Bobby Portis becomes expendable at this moment. Or maybe we get a better small forward. Whatever we got to do, I think we make another trade here because we actually have a lot of guys who have developed in the background. We have access to another pick? Probably not, right? No draft picks to throw. So we're really going to have to get creative with this trade. But I'm going to try to see if I can make an upgrade. We're 100% going to go ahead and do this trade with the Magic. We're going to be trading Kevin Huerter, Bobby Portis, unfortunately Andre Jackson. I really would want him. You know, I would love for him to be part of the rotation, but we do have Dalton Connect. We're going to Malik Monk and Miles Bridges. I mean, this is a no-brainer in my opinion. We get an upgrade to 2-guard spot, or, you know, backup shooting guard, whatever we do. So, actually, Mikel's going to slide down to 3 now. So, Mikel's going to slide down small forward. He's going to go up in overall, which is going to be great. So, that's going to be good for us. So, we'll have Damian Lillard, Davion Mitchell, Malik Monk, DJ Wagner, Mikel, Dorian Finney-Smith, Miles Bridges, Metu, Giannis, and Daron Sharp. So that looks perfect. Finney-Smith could actually slide to the 4 as well if we need to, so I'll probably do that. So he'll slide. Actually, he goes down. Whatever. He'll play small forward. Connect would probably play over Metu. But yeah, this is perfect. I think we've done as much as we possibly could have to make this a contender. This is probably the final season right here, guys. I'm going to be honest with you. Dame is going to keep regressing. This team is going to keep getting worse. Maybe it's not the final season, but whatever. We'll see. Power Ranking is going to last first overall under Billy Donovan. Really wish we would have gotten a better head coach, but whatever. So, yeah. Damian Lillard, Malik Monk, Miles Bridges, Mikel Bridges. I just realized we have both the Bridges. It's funny. Giannis, Daron Sharp, Davion Mitchell, Dorian Finney-Smith, and Dalton Connect. We'll see how this goes. Leaving Wagner out of the rotation kind of sucks a little bit. Not going to lie. Would love to see him get some minutes, but is there anyone playing over him that I wouldn't mind? I guess we're on a 10 rotation this season to play him some minutes, but all right. Let's celebrate this season. Hopefully, another good season under our belt, and we are back as a contender in the East. Maybe this time getting out of round 1. So here we are at the end of the season as Luka wins MVP, Ace is your Rookie of the Year, Stephon 6-man, Wembanyama Defensive Player, Most Improved goes to Klingon, and Luka also Clutch Player of the Year. So, All-NBA first team, Giannis does end up making All-NBA second team, and Damian Lillard does not make an All-NBA team, but All-Defense first team and All-Defensive second team. So, we ended up as the first team in the Eastern Conference, so really not much more than you can ask for. Here were your player stats. You had 20 from Giannis, 19 from Damian Lillard, 14 from Mikel, 13 from Monk, 11.5, and then 10, and then 9. So we'll see how this goes. Of course, we are going to go ahead, bring this down to a 9-man rotation for the playoffs, and play 9 players here. So that leaves DJ Wagner out of the rotation. Finney-Smith is cold for some reason, so hopefully that doesn't come back to bite us. Get Orlando in round 1, who have Cole Anthony, Josh Giddey, Wagner, Paolo, Wendell Carter, Bobby Portis, who we traded, of course, traded him there. Somebody around against Orlando. Hopefully we don't get bounced in round 1. And we are going to get out of round 1 today at the very least. So we'll take that. And now we get the Philadelphia 76ers in round 2. We have Monty Morris, Maxey, Corey Kispert, Tobias Harris, Joel Embiid, Kelly Oubre, Paul Reed, D'Anthony Melton, and Cameron Payne. So this team has not changed a whole lot. Basically, the only thing they've done is added Corey Kispert. So, and Monty Morris, I guess. Other than that, the team is pretty much the same. So I don't know what you guys did with that cow space, but it wasn't good enough. So let's go ahead. Or maybe it was good enough and you beat us here. Somebody around against Philadelphia, and we are going to sweep them. They were no competition, and now we can get some sweet revenge against the Pacers, hopefully. So, of course, Benedict Mathurin. It's kind of hard to remember that Mathurin isn't healthy right now. I totally forgot about him. But yeah, the Pacers don't have him at the moment. But this Pacers team is the same pretty much. They've added LeVert back to Indiana. He played here for a second. But here we go. Game 1, 1-0, 124, 106. Off to a great start. Game 2, they even it up. Game 3, 2-1. Can we go up 3-1, please? Yes. Can we beat them with 5? Yes, we can win the finals. But guess who we get to play? It is the Thunder. So obviously the Thunder, never easy to play. Now they did lose Josh Giddey, so maybe that works in our favor. But they got Jalen Duren somehow. I don't know, man. Like, it's not going to be easy. Maybe I go 8-man rotation. Backs against the wall here. Game 1. 1-0 goes to them. I did not mean to click Simcast Live. No one plays that. I don't think anyway. Let me exit this. I do not want to play Simcast Live. Get me out. Get me out. Okay. Let's try Simcast Game 2. There we go. I actually clicked the right button this time. So Game 2. Oklahoma City, of course, is probably going to break our hearts here. But we do have the lead right now. Does not mean we get to keep it. And, of course, we give it up. And they're going to win Game 2. All right. So now we got to win Game 3 or we're probably done for. So hopefully we can win Game 3. We have the lead right now. They take it back, and this is where our demise comes to an end, right? And it's looking like that's what's going to happen. Oh, we almost took it, but no. Down 3-0 to Oklahoma City. Never a good recipe for success, obviously. And looks like we are probably going to get swept by the Thunder here, right? Probably is going to end up what happens. Unless if we... Okay, we're down 5 with 4 minutes left. Maybe we squeeze a game here. Maybe. No, it's not happening. So, yeah. I don't even know if there's another point of running another season, to be completely honest with you. Damian Lillard is about to regress like crazy. The Thunder are only going to keep getting better. They got Jalen freaking Duren on their roster with Chet Holmgren. Assuming he's locked up long term. Yep. So there's probably never going to be a way for us to beat this team unless if they lose Chet or J-Dub, which is possible. But yeah, like I said, Dame is about to regress like crazy. But it has one more year. I guess we probably should give it one more season. Let's give it one more chance. I don't think it's going to result in anything better next year. But you know what? I guess we could try. Spurs via Chicago. Staff signing. We got Billy Donovan. Gonna keep this, I guess, all the same. So yeah, basically just gonna run it back, probably same rotation, and we'll see if we get a different result. So here we go for this final season. Giannis makes NBA first team again. Dame is down to like an 84 overall as we end up as the 3rd seed in the Eastern Conference. I don't really know if I'm expecting much here. Dame's averaging 19 points per game. Final season here though, so we'll see how it goes. We get Indiana in round 1. We were able to beat them last year. Of course, we made it all the way to the finals, but do we beat them again this year is the question. And we are going to sweep them. So off to a good start. We got Atlanta in round 2, who have lost Trae Young, but they still have like Murray, Kobe Buffkin, James Wiseman. So Atlanta sometimes is tough to beat in 2K for some reason, but we are going to a Game 7 with them. Okay, Game 7 in Milwaukee. Hopefully we can get out of here alive here, but you never really know. We got off to a fiery start in the first quarter, but they made it close in the second. Very close game right now, as close as it can be. Hopefully we get out of here with the win. Let's speed it up a little bit. Let's see. So we have the lead right now, and we are going to win 124 to 127, 47 from Giannis. And now we get the Knicks. So the New York Knicks in the Eastern Conference Finals. Let's see if we can beat them. They got Rocco as their starting center, and we are up 3-1, and we are going to beat them in 5. So we're back in the finals, which is great. I didn't even know if we'd make it back to the finals. We either get Dallas or ooh, they got Shaedon Sharpe in Dallas. That's a pretty good addition. And they got Ace Bailey in Oklahoma City now. Okay, so I don't think we're going to win regardless. Hopefully, I'm rooting for the Mavericks, but I doubt we're going to get the Mavericks. Mavericks, please win this Game 7. I'd rather play you. It is the Thunder. So let me just accept my fate now. And we lost in 6. Yeah, there was no way we were beating that Thunder team. You know what? We made it to the finals 2 years in a row. Oklahoma City, one of those teams that just, like, they're like the final boss, man. You just can never beat them, especially when they put up a roster like this. There was no shot we were beating them. But hey, made it to the finals 2 years in a row. I guess I'll take that. I hope you guys enjoyed the video regardless. Thank you guys for watching. As always, this is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.